Okay.
Okay.
So, let's see. Share this. Discord. Okay, we'll start the game up shortly. Okay. Okay, so both teams are ready, so let's get started. So, Ignite has been a pretty good team lately. They've got they've won almost each game. They've only lost one game in the total amounts, and they are in front of Sleepless on the leaderboards. So the first map is Ilios, and I don't know how it's gonna go out. I haven't really seen Sleepless play that much, so this will be like a new thing. I have seen Ignite play though, and they're a pretty well coordinated team, and they have a lot of skilled players. So this will be interesting to see if Sleepless can overcome Ignite, and it will be shocking if they really do. So let's see what both teams are running. And it looks like Goats from Ignite, and they've been running Goats a lot lately, which is a really hard comp to run, but they are pulling it off, and it doesn't seem like any team really has conquered their Goats since they just started playing it last week. So let's see if Sleepless can top their Goats. So it looks like Sleepless is going with a 2-2-2 with a lot of damage. I'm gonna have to go back to lobby since one of their players left. Let's see. While they're getting their player back, I'm gonna... Okay. While we're waiting for them, I'm gonna adjust my pause button. So I'm gonna go to So we're gonna wait for their last player to come. And I do think that Ignite will probably stick with their goats, honestly, because I feel like since when I've seen them, I feel like that's their strongest comp they can run, since they do have DPS players, but they really don't mainly play DPS, so, and they usually play tank or support, so they have a really goats-centric team. And if Sleepless can counter that, it'll be really hard for Ignite to win any of the matches if they do counter it. Now, ask if they're ready. Okay, let's start back up. Okay, pause does work, so I'm just gonna pause it next time. So let's see, since this is a new, like, map, not new map, but another, like, and it's another map on the map, but, I think maybe like a Widow would come out here, or a Pharah, since there's a lot of high ground positions, and you could really do a lot with like this spot here and the high grounds if you do play like Widow. And if you do play Pharah, you can like hide behind the pillars. And it looks like Sleepless is running 3 DPS. I think they knew that Ignite was going to run the goats, so maybe they can counter it with this triple DPS. It just depends if they can successfully play it. And it looks like Ignite is sticking with their goats, so let's see if Sleepless can counter their goats. Hammond is going in, but he is getting out. He did get discorded. And it looks like the Hammond is getting singled out. He does pile drive into the team. And he is discorded, but they just can't hit their shots to kill him. No kills for each side yet. And it looks like Zen took out the Pharah. Oh, and a 2K from actual Raider, and the Pharah does get rest back. It looks like this is going to be Sleepless's fight that they won. An actual Raider carried that. They could have lost that if they didn't get that 2K. That was a really team-saving fight. So it looks like Ignite has lost the point, but they may be able to take it back with a reverse sweep. We also have to see. And the Zen is sticking out. This is going to have to make... Now it's just ult charge for Sleepless. Dragons come out. I don't know about that, but the D.Va is out of mech. The Zen is low. And the Hanzo staggers the baby D.Va. That's gonna be a lot of percentage for Sleepless, just waiting for their D.Va to come back. And they are resetting to full spawn. But they do change to a Widow. And it looks like Octane gets a pick on the Hanzo. Mercy doesn't get the res off and gets staggered. And it looks like Sleepless took out the fight again. Their DPS are just winning each fight for them, even though it should have been Ignite's win. I mean, it looks like that Ignite isn't really organized with their killing. But it looks like they're not running off tank, but they are running triple support with the McCree Hanzo. And the Zen does have his ult. You'll see, they do use Stop the Beat. They use both, they use all support ults. And they do take out the Hanzo. The Sombra does go invisible, and the Mercy may get staggered. And they are still fighting for this point. But it looks like picks are going on the side of... And it looks like that Sleepless is just gonna get staggered. Will the Lucio get staggered? Nope, they can't hit their shots to kill him. But... Technicality gets taken out, and they do not have a Mercy, so there won't be a res coming out. Can Sleepless take the point back? It looks like Monkey has the Primal Rage on point. EMP comes out, but the enemy Lucio on the side of Sleepless gets killed. An actual Raider carrying this fight. And it's looking like all the sides of the fix is going towards Sleepless, except the Tracer was killed by Azerat, but it just looks like they are going to take back this point. And Technicality in the back, he does get killed, but maybe Ignite can come back with all their supports and the Monkey. It's looking like Ignite is turning over this fight, and while this is happening, Ignite is getting charged. And they're getting ult, they're getting percentage, and this may be a one map for Ignite. And it does look like the Hammond does go into stall with the Sombra. The Lucio does get hacked. And a 2K from Technicality. All picks are coming in favor of Ignite, and it looks like they are going to take this map. And it looks like they took the first point. So, from my point of perspective, it looks like Sleepless, both of these teams are a little unorganized when it comes to following up on picks, but it just seems like Ignite is being the victor of most of these fights. Even though Sleepless won some of them, like, they still didn't win enough to help them win that point. And it does look like they are going for goats again, but on the side of Sleepless, they're going for a Junkrat Doomfist. No one has got killed yet, but none of the sides are getting low. It just looks like chips damage right now. Doomfist does go in. Diva does get low, and it looks like a double for the side of Sleepless. And it looks like all the picks are running in favor of Sleepless, and they do take the first point. Will Ignite stay on the goats to get ults? And it looks like they are switching to a Pharah and a McCree. And that was a really wasted fight for Ignite, because now they don't have many ults. They only have Reinhardt ult and Brig ult, and building up on Lucio. But now it looks like on the side of Sleepless, they have ult to work with, which is going to help them keep the point. The Pharah is spamming, but it looks like Sleepless is just getting the picks. The Pharah does take out the... They do take out the Moira, but an actual Raider kills the Pharah Mercy. And it just looks like Sleepless is having more ults and using and conserving them. And even though Junkrat just used Riptire, he's 90% to another one, and that's just a winning fight by itself. So let's see if Ignite can work with what they have to take the point back. They do take out the Junkrat, and Zarya ult was used on the side of Sleepless. It looks like just ults are being crammed into this fight. Ignite is really trying to win this, and it does look like they are going to win this. The Jukeness is falling, but Ignite does take the point. And Sleepless is at 95%, and they do have Riptire and Drop the Beat. They can definitely win this fight, but if Octane can get an amazing barrage in, and maybe make the Lucio waste his ult, they can last a little bit longer. Now, Ignite is coming up on 5 ults, which is going to really help them in the long run. They're kind of in Sleepless's position, and High Noon comes out, but Drop the Beat comes out, and it looks like Sleepless is pushing in on. Shatter does come out, and Sleepless blocks the Shatter. 3K from OG Anubis, but Barrage comes out and gets the Soldier, and it looks like the point was captured, but kills are really even at this point. But it looks like Sleepless has more kills than, and it looks like Sleepless is probably gonna win this. And it looks like Sleepless takes point 2. This is a very even match. Anyone could win this next point. It just depends on how they can use the map to their advantage. And it is well, so maybe the Pharah and the Pharah, McCree, Orisa, boot characters. And I think Ignite is going to run a triple support with a Orisa Hog and a McCree. They usually run that on there. But it looks like they are changing up some things. So, on the side of Sleepless, they do have Ana, Lucio, and Soldier. Let's see if the Soldier can counter the Pharah. And it looks like Genesis gets the pick onto the Hog, but OG takes out McCree, but he does get rezzed up. The Pharah is just spraying into the back line, but the Mercy saves the Soldier. Ignite is really pushed up, but a double pull from the Orisa, but cannot save them from this fight. The power thing was dropped from the Orisa, and a boost comes from the Pharah, and the Pharah is almost to a barrage. It does look like Ignite is going to win this fight. The picks are coming in their favor. And it just looks like they're going to stagger. The Soldier does get out, and the Ignite is pushing back. Now, the Soldier does have sights, or not sights, but tactical visor. And Sleepless is running the Torb, and it looks like both tanks are down. And the Orisa does get res. The boots are just coming in. There's pulls, there's boots. It looks like Ignite is just getting the better of the well. And it looks like they're just getting more and more picks with the Lucio boop and a Pharah boop and the pull and the hook. And Sleepless has changed to a dive with the Torb and a soldier. The Lucio is just getting these boops, which is helping Ignite win these fights. And it looks like this is just another one fight for Ignite. The Orisa is getting really low. People on the side of Ignite are getting low, but they are just getting picks before Sleepless can try and go onto. The Mercy does die from the Tor, but it just looks like it's not enough. And picks are falling on the favor of Ignite. Scythes do come out, but Drop the Beat comes out, which counters the Scythe. And it looks like Ignite does win this map. And Ignite has taken away the first map. 1-0 Ignite. Sleepless may be able to come back from this. I feel like Ignite just got the better of the map. So maybe they don't have that map advantage. Maybe, just maybe, Sleepless can take this back. It's very early in the game, so... And these are even fights. And the next map is Temple of Anubis. Now, if not everyone knows, but now you can play 2 GMs at once. It's a new rule. So now teams can play 2 of their GM players. Now we are waiting for Ignite. They're not ready yet, but a sub has came in on the side of Sleepless. I'm not gonna try and say that name, but you can see I've clicked on them. It looks like he is a DPS tank player in High Masters. So we still are waiting on Ignite. Sleepless is ready, so I'm just waiting for Ignite to say they are ready. 35-15. Finally, we are starting the match back up after stuff was dealt with the SR cap and etc. Okay, so it does look like Sleepless is on attack, and there were no sub changes, so everything is the same from last match. So let's see if Sleepless can take this back to tying it with a 1-1. Now for this map, a lot of bunker is used on defense, especially. Bunker is really powerful on this map, so I bet they will run some type of bunker, maybe. And it does look like they are running a high damage comp with Orisa Hog, Soldier, Junkrat, and Baptiste and Percy. And on the opposite side, it looks like they're running a kind of disruption comp with Baptiste, Hanzo, Sombra, Hammond, Winston, and Lucio. Now, if Sleepless can play this right, they can do very well. But they have to be coordinated. There is a sim now, and they're running Diva Hammond. It looks like the Hammond is going straight to point. He did use Immortality Field, and it does look like Genesis does take out the Hanzo. Now it does look like the fight is going in the favor of Ignite, and they have won this fight. Now Ignite is set back up on their little post here. There is a switch on the side of Sleepless to the Sombra instead of the Mercy, or Symmetra. Someone is on the point, and it is the Sombra. The Hamster does pile drive, but does retreat immediately. A lot of ults are coming out from both sides. And it does look like Diva is out of her mech. Riptire comes out, and Full Hog comes out. Almost every single ult was out from Ignite that fight. That was very wasteful of them. Now, it isn't a problem for the Junkrat, but for literally every other character, they're not gonna have an ult. And if Sleepless can build up ults fast enough, they can push in and win this fight. Now they have switched to a Doomfist, so we'll see how that goes. Now it does look like they're planning out how they're gonna push in, but time is ticking. They only have 1 minute and 10 seconds, so they're gonna have to decide quickly. Doomfist does get killed, but the Mercy is taken out on the side, and the Orisa on the side of Ignite. Picks are coming out on the side of Sleepless, but they are getting really low. And it looks like most of Ignite is retreating. And the hog is still in the little room, and he does get staggered. Now it does look like they are gonna try and push in since they did get that late pick. So we'll see if they can. It doesn't seem like they can capitalize on it since their Zen got a bad spawn, and they are gonna wait for him. Mercy does get taken out, and the Junkrat, the Soldier does, and the Riptire. A lot of ult and valuable tools on the side of Ignite has been taken out. Let's see if this damage can help on the side of Ignite. It does look like the Doofus and the Sombra get taken out. Maybe Ignite can turn this over. If Sleepless can get the picks they need, they can take this, but it does look like Ignite is coming back with the Orisa ult, and that secures them this hold. Now they did use, well, they only used 2 ults, and they are building up on 1 more, but 2 more with the Baptiste and Tac Visor. Now they did switch to a Zarya and a... Okay, they're switching to Ryan Zarya and with a Mei. Sombra does get taken out. I do not think she was coordinating with her team. I think she was just trying to get ult charge maybe. She is at 54%. And I think she's been on Sombra for a minute now. And I feel like as Sombra, you need to build up your ult fast or you're not getting any value. Especially if you're dying or you're just staying in bids all the time. And they do have ults on the side of Sleepless, but they also have 2 ults on the side of Ignite. And they're just picking off the Sombra, but the Baptiste gets taken out and the healers get walled off. But it does look like they find an opening and take it. Now, picks are falling in favor of Sleepless. It just depends on if they can execute it. And they are getting picked. The Zen is getting picked. Mei does use Blizzard, and it does look like the picks are falling on the side of Ignite, but Sleepless is just doubling on that. EMP is open. Reinhardt ult did come out, but the shield blocked it. They do get a pick on the Sombra, but it's just not enough, and it does look like Sleepless is going to take this point. Except, now the Hamster is free ranging since the Sombra is taking out. That cannot hack him, so they are going to get a lot of stall time. Maybe their characters can come back and get some picks. Now, the Zen did take out the Mei, and now it's transing, which is saving their team. Draft does come out, and it looks like Ignite is having their players come back, and they're getting the picks they need. And it does look like, I think Ignite is going to win this, surprisingly. It just wasn't enough damage from the side of Sleepless, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to take this point, or even come back, in that matter. Winston is low. And it does look like Ignite is getting all the picks they need. And Ignite does hold on second point. And even though Sleepless did get 2 ticks, now if Ignite can execute on this, they could just take the map entirely. Ignite is running this high damage comp with 4 DPS, 1 healer, and a Hammond. The Torb does take out the Widow. The Widow does get res back up. Now it does look like Sleepless is getting low, but they are getting kicked. And it does look like Ignite is going to have to push back. Unless they can get another pick to make them on top. It is even right now, so it's way harder for the side of Ignite since they are running 4 DPS. It's going to be harder for them to take back or try and take a point when they lose one member. And it does look like Octane is getting a pick. And it does look like most of the picks are falling on the side of Ignite. And the Sombra was res, so they basically have not lost anyone. And they are going to take this point with 6 minutes left. Now this is a lot of time to take second point, and if they can be dominant enough, they can just full sweep this. And they do get a pick, and they EMP, but the Sombra does get picked. The fair barrages and gets a 3K. And it just looks like Ignite is gonna win this. And it is 2-0 Ignite. And it looks like Octane does get the play of the game. The third map, let's see, what is the third map? Third map is Blizzard World. So, let's see. It does look like Ignite is just being the better team here. It was really even at first, but it just looks like Ignite is now just rolling them, in my opinion. And it'll have to be a miracle for Sleepless to come back. Okay, and it does look like we're going into map 3. Can Sleepless get the reverse sweep, or will Ignite get the 3-0? So it looks like they're running, Ignite is running goats, Baptiste goats, dive goats, a combination of the two, and it looks like Sleepless is running the exact opposite. Diva is low, but it looks like Ignite is stabilizing, but the Winston does get taken out, and it's looking like Ignite is taking the picks here, and it does look like they are going to win this fight, and it just looks like the fair is going to get staggered. I know. Oh my god. Okay. So, it does look like Sleepless is taking this back. And so Sleepless is pushing the cart now, but they only have a minute, and it does look like Ignite does have ult, so they might be able to take this back. But it does look like they did get first pick, and the res does come off. But it just looks like Ignite is getting a pick after pick, and even though they did lose their Reinhardt, they probably will still take this fight because Ghost is just that good. It does look like Ignite is holding this point, unless Actual Raider can make it to point and use his cannon mine. But they do not make it on point, they make it on top of point, which is not useful for them. And it does look like Ignite is taking this. So it does look like Ignite is pulling through, and I think they can take first point. It just depends on what they run. And it looks like they're running a damage comp like they did on Temple of Anubis, 4 DPS with a Hammond and a Mercy. And this did work for them before, so we'll just have to see if it can work for them again. And it looks like Sleepless is running a 2-2-2, a Torb, Anna, Lucio, Hanzo, Ryan, Zarya. Now, they did get first pick, and they do not have a Mercy, so they cannot res it. And the Zarya goes down, 2 down for Sleepless already. And it does look like Ignite is already taking this point. And it does look like they're on a Winston Diva with a Moira Lucio. And they are keeping the DPS lineup. Maybe there's a reason for that. It does look like there's just too much damage coming from the side of Ignite, and it doesn't look like Sleepless can handle it. And picks are just falling in favor of Ignite, and all of Ignite's players are hitting their shots, hitting the shots that they need anyway. Dragons do come out, and he gets 2, 3, and it does look like Ignite is gonna close out this map. All ults are coming out from an Ignite, and it's just the Lucio left. And Fair Barrage, and it does look like Ignite does take this game 3-0. Now, it just depends on if they can... Are they gonna get the 4-0 or the 3-1? And the Hamster, surprise, shocked, highlight. And Actual Raider did really well on Hamster. And even though a 3K, that was insane. Even though many players on the side of Sleepless did pop off, just Ignite's players popped off even more, and it wasn't even enough for their regular players to pop off. So, Ignite has won this match, but map differential is still a thing, so Sleepless still can win a map that will help them in the long run, because map difference does matter. Because you could just be 1 map away from being in the finals, but it really won't matter for now. It'll matter when it comes to the end. And the last map is Route 66, so let's see if the teams are ready. And both teams are already ready, so we are going to go into the last map of the series. Now, from previous maps, it's probably likely that Ignite will take the last map, unless this is like Sleepless's secret good map, and they'll pop off. But that's very unlikely, since they're probably in the mindset of like losing, and it's really hard to get out of that mindset. And Ignite just has this really good confident boost. Like, they already won this map. They could be like memeing basically for the last one, but that's honestly memeing on the last map. That's not like, it's not good for you or your team, because map differential is a thing. But it looks like they're sticking to their oats. They're running 4 DPS with a Hammond and a Mercy on defense, which is surprising. And Sleepless is running a dive, except the Tracer is the Sombra and the Zen is the Lucio. It does look like the Sombra does get taken out, but the Winston gets taken out on the side of Sleepless, and the Sombra does get rezzed up, so now, well actually, Sleepless has gotten a pick, so now it's even, and now Ignite is getting picked, so now Ignite is winning the fight. It's going back and forth. And it does look like Ignite is going to hold the point, and just going to get ult charge now. Now Ignite does have ult, and they do get the late stagger on to the Genji, and I do not think they're going to res it. Yeah, they're not going to res it. Now they have switched off the Widow to a Hanzo, probably because they have a Sombra and a Genji. The Sombra does get taken out by the Genji, and it is looking like Sleepless is just taking the picks now, but the Mercy does get taken out on the side of Sleepless, so now both Mercies are down. There's no healing for the side of Ignite, but they are still getting picks. And now it's two-sided, it's even picks, but it looks like Sleepless is getting picked. Will their team be able to come back, since they do have a spawn advantage, and they cannot kill the monkey? EMP does come out, and it does kill but EMP comes out from the side of Sleepless. And it does look like Rez is going to come out, but the Baby Diva is dead, and now the Mercy is tapped. And Ignite is still holding this, shockingly. Even though they have 4 DPS, and even if they lose their Mercy, they're still holding this.
My EMP is charging.
And EMP did come out on the side of Sleepless, and it looks like they can take this point. They do have the pick advantage, but Azerat gets 2, 3. Can Ignite take this? And they do have more people on the point, and they are winning this. Shockingly, that was a fight for Sleepless, but now it looks like Ignite is going to hold them on first point of Route 66. And it just looks like all picks are coming in favor of Ignite right now, and I do not think it's going to be enough. Sleepless. Oh, Sombra on cart, but it does look like they didn't even get the second point, which is sad. But that should have been a one fight for Sleepless, but somehow just pop off players from Ignite. Azerat with the Riptire, he got a 3K, and then just the team is so coordinated. They should have absolutely, if Sleepless actually was coordinated to try and get the point, they should have won that. But Ignite just popped off so much that they won. So it looks like on the side of Ignite, they're running a dive with a Widow, Genji, Anna. And it looks like on the side of Sleepless, they're running Ashe, Hanzo, a type of dive with a lot of healing and a lot of damage. It looks like Ignite is, no, Sleepless is getting the pick. And it looks like they're gonna keep the point.
Watching your back.
It looks like Ignite is taking this, but Sleepless is coming back with the pick. And it looks like they have more players than Ignite. Now, they did get the Mercy, so if they can come back in time and respawn, they could push in on. Mercy does get taken out on the side of Sleepless. But it looks like Sleepless is... Ignite is coming back. So it looks like Ignite is winning this. Dragons do come out from the Hanzo on the side of Sleepless. That goes straight to point. Mines come out from the side of Ignite. The hamster is stalling. And it is looking like Ignite is taking this and is gonna get the 4-0. And it looks like that's a dominant win from the side of Ignite. So 4-0 on the side of Ignite. So we are doing interviews with the teams. So after I get a response from who we are interviewing, I will make a party and invite them.
Gang.
So we need the 2 people from Ignite, and then we good.
Yo, is that my teammate? Yo, what's up, Shutters?
Okay. So, what's his face? Genesis, do you know where your other two teammates are? I invited them. Okay, there we go.
Yo. Smile. Smile. Haha. Kick on it. Oh, he left us. At the hands.
I guess they don't want interviews.
Dude, PP hands. They don't want interviews. Smile.
Okay, well, while we're waiting on them, I guess I'll interview your team first. So, like, how was, like, your like, how was your team comms, basically?
Alright, let me be real with you, Chief. I'm gonna be like 100. It was extremely cluttered. Like, it's more the fact that it wasn't cluttered, it was just like everybody knew what they were doing, they know their roles, they know how, like, you know, their talents and everything like that, but it's the fact that, like, we just weren't listening enough. Like, you know, people would be making call-outs and they weren't being handled properly. And I don't really think that the call-outs are our main issue for the most part. It's just that, like, our listening and our just, like, you know, let's say there's someone in the back line and, you know, some guy called it out, right? We'll look at it and we'll be like, oh, okay, I'll you know, we won't say that, but we'll look at it and like, okay, let me go kill it. Like, we don't really, like, say that we're going on it right now. We'll just, it's like just silence. It wasn't really, like, not much listening was happening. It was in one ear out the other. So it was scuffed as fuck, to be honest.
Yeah. So I feel like from both teams, I feel like there was a lot of pop-off moments from both teams. Like, both teams played really well, except the only thing that made the difference from Ignite from you guys was that Ignite was just more, like, coordinated in, like, what they were doing. Even though you guys had a lot of good players and a lot of pop-up moments, you just needed that coordination to help you get, like, a map win or the match win.
Quad DPS,
So, like, same question for Ignite. So how was your comms in-game?
Well, for comms, at times it became pretty sporadic, but I feel that we did pretty good in keeping the comms clear and clean today. So that's really what I have to comment on about the comms.
Yeah, you guys seemed pretty, like, you guys were really coordinated. And I mean, you guys did really well. I feel like both teams, like, knew exactly what they were doing. And I feel like it was just coordination that was the hard thing. And you guys really mastered that. I mean, you guys knew what you were doing. And there were, like, fights that Ignite, you guys should have lost. But you, like, came back and your players, like, popped off. Like, even your support players that were, like, playing DPS with their quad DPS were popping off, which was insane.
Example A, Blizzard World, smile.
But, okay, so I'll go to Sleepless. So, like, what is the main thing that you'll take from this game and take it to the next? Like, what will you grow on? What will your team grow on?
Do you want to answer that, Raider, or I do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna say comms, deadass. Comms are like, comms are huge. You can tell a coordinated team from a plat chat team, and it's like, I could tell the difference between Ignite's, like, communication, especially on quad DPS. So, like, I don't talk much as it is, because I'm an off-tank player, so I don't really say much. I kind of just listen to what everybody tells me, and I do it. And I didn't get a lot of that. So it was hard to really, it was hard to focus on that.
Also, like, I was bet on Pharah. I thought I could do good with Pharah, but not really. So that was like error on Blizzard World.
Yeah, it's whenever I look at new teams that I've ever joined, it's just that, like, I try to, like, listen. I try to take the first game as my first impressions on the team before I join them, and I take the feedback, look at it, and be like, okay, here's what you're doing wrong, here's what you can fix. So I saw some minor issues that can be slightly adjusted, and it's not really a big problem. But every team has their issues, no matter what elo you're in. It's still always going to be the minor ones that set your team apart from the other team. And today it was just the comms. I didn't really see individual skill gap difference. I saw everybody was playing individually really well. It's just that comms are our main kill. So I think that's like what I think we should focus on personally, coming from this game that we just got absolutely slaughtered in. So
yeah. So for Ignite, same question for you guys. Like, what can you take back? Even though you guys did really well with your coordination and you guys had pop-off moments, I mean, you guys did make a few mistakes that weren't big, but like if you want to get team against like really good teams in the league, kind of like Imperfect or teams like Express, stuff like that, how would you like grow from this? Even though you guys won, you could still like grow from this. How would you grow?
Work on playing around EMP more in our quad DPS comps. We don't really play too much around EMP mines, and I feel like setting up combos for quad DPS comps is something that we need to work on. Even though obviously 4 DPS don't really throw all their ults into one fight, but I feel like using things like EMP mines or EMP visor, we just need to work on coordination, things like that.
Yeah, you guys played really well, and surprisingly, I didn't expect you guys to play quad DPS. I honestly expected you guys to play goats, because that's what you played in your last match a lot, and you guys did really well. But in this match, I feel like Sleepless really knew how to counter your goats, so you're like, well, we'll just go the opposite of goats, and it really worked out for you guys. So good job. So we can do this with Sleepless. So with your guys' in the future of your team, you guys did really well. So besides from growing from this, would you like have anything to like say for your upcoming games, stuff like that?
Just run goats, LMAO forehead.
Okay,
Yeah,
same.
also practice on other heroes.
Oh, for sure, dude. That's
Yeah.
like I play ball, not smile.
Well,
Yeah,
do you want?
like tanks now, like-
Okay, would you like to say anything before we end the stream, Ignite?
Yeah, just it was a good game, and yeah, I feel that you guys played really well. Of course, there's going to be some mistakes that you guys made, but you guys are a good team. You guys have potential, and I hope to see
Every
you guys.
Every team has their imperfections. Smile.
Well, good job to both teams. You guys played well, and that was a really good match to watch. I really loved
Thanks,
watching it.
Dab.
So, good job for everyone. E for effort, and I'm gonna end the stream. So, bye guys.